Okay, so for our first set of problems here, we're looking at the meaning of an exponent. What is an exponent? What does it represent? Exponents are just shortcuts for multiplication, multiplying by itself. Just like multiplication is a shortcut for addition, adding the same number over and over. And so we have these shortcuts that we use in different things to represent them. So again, an exponent, when you have a little number that is set kind of higher above another number like that, that's an exponent, and it represents how many times you multiply something by itself. So if we have 3 to the 5th power, what that means is I'm taking 3 and I'm multiplying it by itself 5 times. So there's 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. And so we can go over to our calculator and we can see a couple things here. First of all, if I just do the exponent, so 3, this is how you do an exponent here. We're going to grab this here, and that gives a little exponent, 3 to the 5th power. That tells us it's 243. Well, if I do 3 times 3 times 3, and I do this so that there's 5 of them, I should get the same answer, and I do. So that would be 243, not 15. So then that's how we use an exponent on numbers. You can use the actual exponent itself, or you can, write it out and see what you get that way. We also see that with variables as well. So 4x cubed, keep in mind the 3 is just on the x. So what that means is that we have a 4 but then that 4 gets multiplied by x 3 times. So this x cubed here, that's x times x times x. So that's what that means. The 4 doesn't get affected by the cubed because it's not touching it, just the x does. This one down here, though, you see the parentheses? That means everything inside the parentheses is affected. And so when we see exponents on the outside of parentheses like that, we want to make sure we apply it to everything inside. So what this means is all of 2x gets to the 5th power. So that would be 2x times 2x. And I'm going to do that 5 times. And it's hard to see my little multiply dot on here. Go back and make sure I put those in clearly. And so that's what that would be. All of 2x got multiplied by itself 5 times. Now, we'll get into this a little bit later, but you can also technically distribute that 5. And so you can also write that as 2 to the 5th power times x to the 5th power. See, and you can see that here in the numbers we wrote out. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's 2 to the 5th power. X times x times x times x times x, that's x to the 5th power. So we can write this a couple of different ways. All right, so why don't you guys go ahead and try the problems on the right. You'll use the little tool in Nearpod. It's going to look different than the one I'm using. I'm using Jamboard to make this video, but you'll use in Nearpod a marker feature to go in and write your work. Make sure to show all of your steps.